Jolan True, fellow captains and admirals. My name is Jerry, and I am hailing you from the Antari shipyard. And I know it's been quite a while since I posted a video, but I am happy to report that I have been working on an update for the Tabletop Simulator mod, and I am to the point to where I am ready to kind of show off what I've been working on to the public. And this is going to be very Alliance flavored. So all of you Alliance players out there, Alliance is going to be more playable in the Tabletop Simulator mod, and we'll get into more of why. Actually, right now, let's head on over to the board. All right, so we are loading into the new updated mod, which hopefully will be updated here in the next week or so. But you can see that we are down to one board, red and blue. You can see that I've already got my Alliance fleet set up and ready to go. So the most important thing here is that we need to pick our Alliance mission. And just for this example, we're going to pick Act 1, a simple patrol. So down here in the bottom right hand corner, we've got the 20 Alliance missions. So we'll go ahead and search this. And now we'll get a bunch of isolinear chips. Colors obviously coordinating to the pack that they came in. So we're looking for Act 1, a simple patrol. We'll pull this out, we'll put it over here. Close this up. Now, what we'll see is we've got a big button on it. It says Act 1, a simple patrol, select mission. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this mission. That's going to change the map over for us. So now we've got the map with the correct bearings set up. We've got a copy of the book over here. So now we're going to click select set up map. And what that's going to do is it's going to place the 6 asteroid tokens for us along with the 2 mission tokens for this mission here. Now, disclaimer that the asteroids don't set themselves up properly most times. So a little bit of adjustment here and there will have to happen where you just need to space these out and make sure that they are more than range 1 away from each other, which looks like we are doing fairly well. Alright, there it is. Okay, and you can see we've got the asteroids, we've got the 2 mission tokens here, one for odd, one for even. Now let's select 2 players. And keep in mind that selecting the amount of players goes back to the enemy ship table that's in the book. So go ahead and select 2 players. And what we'll notice is that 2 attack ships have been placed on the board right at their starting locations. We also have these new fancy AI pads that got put out here, along with this AI placement pad and the damage deck. So let's break down these AI pads first. There's no need to sync anything. They are directly linked to these ships out here on the board. Now anybody may be asking, Jerry, how do the ships move? Well, I will tell you that each one of these zones is a button. So you can click on this button, and what happens in the background is that the code runs a random number generator of 1 through 6, and then depending on the result it gets, it makes them move. So let's say that our ships are set up here and here. Now attack ship A knows that we're in the forward firing arc at range 3, so we can go ahead, and I'll move the pad over just to show. So we'll pick up the pad, we'll put it right here. So we're at range 3, go ahead and hit this. Down in the right hand corner it says attack ship A, move 4 straight, and it moved for us. So now all we have to do is do the action, and that ship's done. So same thing with B. We'll just go ahead and we'll do a fun one. We'll click back here where there's a looks like a 1 in 2 chance of a reverse or a come about maneuver, which is what happened. Attack ship A executed to come about maneuver. Well, attack ship B. So that's how that works. Now, you might be saying, okay, well, round 2 is coming. So how do we place another AI ship out on the board? And that's where this comes in. So again, when you click this button, this pink button here, saying an elite attack ship comes out on the board, when you push that button, it runs another random number generator in the background, and it picks one of the locations on the map, 1 through 6 for that random number generator, and whatever result it gets is where is the bearing that it gets placed on. So if we put this out here, just to show for the example, we'll go ahead and hit this, and there we go. Attack ship Elite Talent 1 got placed on bearing 3. And again, the AI pads are already synced, so we could just click this and it will move itself all across the board. Now, if you do get into an area where the side areas here where there's a left and right, when you click on the buttons, it'll ask you left or right. That way it'll move depending on which way the ship is. Okay, and so far that's really it for the new mod update for Alliance. It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really fun to use. The fact that these ships are driving themselves is amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reload here real quickly because I do want to show off some of the other missions that we got going on, especially the ones that get a little bit more complicated, more complex, I should say. Just due to the fact that they have a lot of stuff out there. So I think the example we'll use is probably Sleeping Targs. One of the missions from the Klingon faction pack just came out. One of the fun ones. It's got a bunch of Jem'Hadar attack ships and a bunch of shipyards and stuff that we have to attack. So, let's go ahead and get you guys back here. There we are. So again, we're going to go into this bucket here. We're going to pull out Sleeping Targs. Alright, now we're going to hit Select Mission. It's going to put the map out for us. Again, the book is here, so we know exactly how this is supposed to set up. This is what this mission looks like here. So we've got a bunch of attack ships and a couple of shipyards here. I think we're going to pick the 5-player option just to show that it will set up 5 players. So we should expect all of this here and not this corner. Alright, so let's go. We're going to hit Setup Map. Places the Tauros 3 planet. And you'll notice that these, because hard mode was introduced into the 2 faction packs that came after the first one. So now there is a hard mode here to account for the enemy table. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the hard mode of player 5, which if we go over here and look, we can see that hard mode is all of these ships that have these red icons. So these Galers, if you're playing normal 5-player, these Galers will just be regular Galers. In hard mode, they become Elite Talent Galers. Looks like we got battle cruisers coming in as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that lined up. 5 players. Now we got a lot that just happened. A lot that just happened. But everything's placed. First thing we notice, the shipyard didn't get placed up here in the corner, which is perfect. We've got 5 attack ships that are powered down, and each of them get a random number according to the mission. When you click the 5 players, these tokens get randomly placed on these ships. So these tokens correlate to these mission tokens here, which are also placed randomly, so you will not flip the same number every single time. Again, you have to flip these to see if any of these attack ships get powered up. You flip 1 per turn, I believe. Or maybe it was 2 per turn, depending on the player, I forget. And importantly, we see that the galleries are placed, and they are placed at bearing 3 and 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong map. They are placed at setup roll. So, an RNG was run in the background and chose these two bearings here to place those galleries. And again, you can see that the galleries will drive themselves based off of the RNG. They have everything you need to do, just like the original attack ships. So we can, again, flip these tokens here. It says number 11 would get powered up. There is no 11. We go find number 8. There is no 8, so nothing gets powered up yet. 7 just got powered up, so that's attack ship F. So that would be this guy here, powered up. The other interesting thing that I added in here are with the tokens, we've got a hull counter. So if you attack these shipyards and they take damage, you can count them down. And when you get down to 0, poof, it says that the shipyard has been destroyed and it removes itself from play. There have been a couple of other interesting things that we've done here. So let me go ahead and again, let's reload. And this time we will go with, what mission should we pull? Let's try, how about the first Klingon mission, the one with all the freighters? That should be a fun one to do. Alright, let's get you back over. There you are. Let's go ahead and get our fleet pulled in there. So I believe it's by Inferno's Light. So we'll pull that out. We'll get this placed out here. There we go. So this is what this mission looks like. We are going to have some Jem'Hadar attack ships out here first, and a bunch of freighters. So we'll go ahead, we'll select 6 players to show that all these freighters get placed correctly and that these attack ships get placed correctly. So we're going to do setup map. So now we got the asteroids. They get placed in this zone here. Again, you'll have to play with it and make sure that they are far enough apart from each other. Perfect. So we'll do 6 players. Well, apparently we've got an error, so I will have to investigate that before the mod gets released. So let me quickly reload and we'll try that again. I'll probably just keep this in the video. We're just doing this on the fly. I'm pretty excited about these mod updates. It's going to change a lot of things. Alright, so we'll bring in Inferno's Light. By Inferno's Light. Go ahead and set the map up. There we go. And we'll choose 6 players. There we go. We got 3 attack ships and a bunch of freighters. Now you'll notice that Crazy Vulcan, Chris Peters, volunteered to make us models for Alliance. So now we have a runabout model, and now we have a freighter model in the game. So thank you, huge shout out to him for doing that for us. There is another little thing we'll talk about here shortly that's new to the game, but we can look at the freighters and we notice that they have 3 buttons on their base. One of them is a counter for the hull. So again, if we count these down, it'll take it off and say Freighter J has been destroyed. But they also have attack and defense dice. So if we click on this, it'll spawn attack and defense dice in the little tray up here. So that's just kind of cool. Now, you'll notice that they also do not come with AI control pads. So for these ships, you just right click and there's the movement that they can do. And you do that and it automatically does the action for you. Same with the runabouts, you right click on their menus or on their ship base and it will give you the movement option. Now there are other things, other missions inside this alliance, across 20 missions, where you might have to right click on some things to do something. I think the biggest example I have is the last mission, where you have to right-click on Cardassia and select how many mission tokens get placed on Cardassia, based off of different in-game conditions, missions that you won or missions that you've lost, influence, all that kind of stuff. Now, another thing I'm going to show off is there are some missions where you get a escort, where you get to place a token next to your ship. It doesn't really attack, but it helps shield you. So each ship or each race has its own escort. The Federation is Miranda class, the Klingons get Burrell, and the Romulan get the Scout class. So I did incorporate that in too. Now, the normal rules for those escorts are in play. So when your ship moves, you have to remove that token off the board. So I'm going to go ahead and sync my dial real quick. Now, when I right-click on the Excelsior, I'm going to get a bunch of options. We've got the range bubbles, we've got the arcs, the tokens, but then we've got this escort ship. So now, according to the escort rules, I can place the escort on any of the 4 sides of my base. So we'll go ahead and place the escort in the front. And what that does is that puts that Miranda class token there, and now I have my escort. So if my ship moves, I have to take this token off. We'll hit engage, and then we can right click, and again, pick where the whoops. I gotta work on the code now, I see. But we'll pick, it'll place the escort for you. So that's just another bug that wasn't found right away, so I'll go ahead and get that fixed. But that's everything, guys. That's everything in a nutshell. All 20 missions are here. I'm excited to get this released out to the public to you guys, and I will be doing a more in-depth kind of how-tos on how to get here and how to play, kind of step-by-step in these future videos. So for now, I just want to say thank you guys for watching and continuing to watch the videos I've been putting out on my channel. I know I haven't been updating as regularly as I wanted to, but this kind of pulled my attention, so I've been trying to get this done for everybody. But if you have any comments or ideas for future updates to the mod, please leave them in the comment section below. Always give the video a thumbs up, give me a like. Just lets me know that you like the content, and of course, go ahead and hit the subscribe button while you're here. Thank you, and have a good day.